Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the XP podcast. My name is Rob, and today I'm joined by my co-host, Austin. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Rob. Doing just dandy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Last time on the podcast, you were
Good.
talking about your endeavor into I know you just got a MIDI and you're trying to figure out
Yes.
DAW. That's what you called it, right? How's that
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Sold my MIDI.
Oh, really?
Here's the deal. No, listen, I haven't fully abandoned it. All right. I sold it because I realized I purchased a model that, although it was super cool, I was like, I'm never going to use all these bells and whistles. I think I'd rather just sell it, get all my money back. And I'm going to get a more minimal, cleaner version with less hoo-has. Also, another big thing for me was that I needed like speakers. I needed speakers on the actual keyboard. So like in case I wanted to just like practice some music real quick, I wouldn't have to open up a digital audio workspace or DAW on my computer and open up an instrument. And I was like, no, I just want an easy, accessible like instrument to practice on. So I was like, this isn't quite what I need or what I, this isn't what suits me. You know what I mean? So I returned it,
Right.
but I will be replacing it with a cheaper model that does have MIDI capabilities, but also has the good old speaker on it. So I can practice without computer. That's my long-winded answer to your question.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's good. It
sounds so complicated.
It really is, man.
Cool, man.
It's just YouTube tutorial after YouTube tutorial of everything. But I think that's just like how it is with everything. I mean, it's like when you're learning video editing software, like the Adobe suite, like everything is just like, dude, YouTube University. But it's cool though. I mean, it's awesome. It's fun. It's fun stuff. I enjoy creating that way. It's a lot of fun.
Just like you said, dude, for anything, everything that I have learned for Photoshop, Premiere, After Effects, I've learned all of it through YouTube. And you can learn so much from there.
What's your favorite, like out of all of it? Like what's your favorite software to work with?
I mean, I'm the one that I feel like the most capable at is Premiere. I feel like
Premiere.
I like Premiere, but I feel like I spend a lot of time on Photoshop. And that's because I just feel like I still like it's so dense that I still don't understand it fully. And the one that I'm still so scared about is After Effects. It's almost like learning a new language. It's like if I go to Mexico, I can ask someone to get me to the bathroom, but I can't ask someone to help me build the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a whole different world. Completely different language.
I don't know if that analogy made any sense, but anyways,
I don't know if it did, but it did to me, and that I understood.
That's all that matters. Dude.
It is like a different language. It is.
It's that one of those things that once you understand the way it works, then you can get into it. And I'm kind of slowly starting to get it, and you just have to watch a lot of people do it, and then you can pick it up pretty easily.
And it sucks when it's like you see experts do it and you're like, I'll never be that good, and then you quit.
Yes.
That's bad.
Dude, I was trying to learn stuff over the weekend, and I was trying to figure out how to do a certain thing because my hope is to redo the intro to the podcast, but I want it to look dope. And so I had a vision in mind, but I didn't know how to get it done. And so you have to search by steps. Like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
And then someone teaches you how to do that. And then you have to search something else. How do I do this? So then you have to put them together somehow. And it's crazy.
My gosh.
Right now,
it takes so much time.
Oh, dude. Yeah. It's time consuming. And that's where I'm at right now with Unity. I just downloaded Unity because I want to make a game. That's my big thing, is to make a game.
Oh my gosh.
So
Unity is like
it's for free.
Oh my gosh.
It's an engine.
Unity is like a coding. Yeah, is it like code? Like, how does it work?
So I'm gonna really botch this because someone out there's probably gonna really hammer me on this.
No, please botch it. Explain it to me like I'm a second grader.
Well, even I don't fully understand it. I know that what you can do is you can work in a way that makes Unity simpler for you. And so Unity has over so many years, and I know that Unity is not the only one. Unreal can do it. You got Game Maker Studio. You got a lot of different options.
Yeah.
They've kind of simplified themselves over time by making it more accessible to people. But if you need to really get into nitty gritty, that's where you get into the coding part. That
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like I can't speak that language at all.
Talking about other languages, man.
I don't know if I would ever have to. Oh yeah, C++. That's all I know, and I know there's other ones out there.
Dude, they released what's it called? They did the new like Apple WW.
Oh yeah, WWDC.
That's not WWE, but like yeah. And they released that you could start building apps on the iPad Pro. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Like so, like
I saw that.
Whoever owns an iPad Pro can start like building mobile apps, which is just absolutely.
I saw when they did that, and they showed all the game studios that were utilizing it too. It's dope.
Oh really, dude?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So it's something to look into. But I think to me, where I was at when I was watching it is like I can't jump around to all these different programs, because then I'm never going to learn one program. And so, I guess what I'm trying to do is I just need to learn Unity to get me past what I need to get done. And then whenever I can start hiring people that actually are 1,000 times more talented than I am, then I leave the hard stuff.
There it is.
There
you go. You're more the visionary.
I'm going to try and I'm the idea guy, you know?
You're the idea guy. I totally get that. Hey, I think we should create a game called the XP Podcast where you can choose between 3 characters.
Oh,
Rob, Michael, and Adam. This is the game. And you facilitate a podcast. Yeah. And there's a battle pass.
Oh, nice. Skins?
Millions of skins, dude. Yeah, I think that'd be a sick game. So, dude, there's my idea.
PewDiePie had a game that was almost like that. It was an influencer game, and you had to create your own character, and you would have to make your own space, and you have to try to become like a big influencer. It was pretty good. I recommend it. I mean, I played it for a little bit. So,
dude, who did you main?
I mained. I was a gaming influencer. That's what it was.
Nice. By the way, anyway, thank you PewDiePie for sponsoring the pod. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Thank you PewDiePie for sponsoring the podcast. I appreciate it.
Unreal, Unity. Thank you guys for the sponsor.
Thank you. Thank you, sponsors. And really for those jumping into the podcast, this is the XP Podcast, your bi-weekly casual podcast where we talk about all things video games and bring topics to the table to discuss for your amusement. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, topics, or corrections, let us know in the comment section of the video, or you can tweet at us at Ambitious Casual, or leave us an email at xppodcast@ambitiouscasual.com. Utilize the timestamps provided for you so that we can jump around to the areas that you want to jump around, so you know where to go and just get right into the good stuff. But I'm telling you right now, if you skip anything, you're really skipping out on some quality content. So do you really want to do that,
man? No, you don't.
Think about
it. You just gotta watch the whole thing. All right, just listen to it all
the way through. Today we're kind of doing things a little bit differently, guys. We are. If you haven't noticed and you've listened with us for a while, usually there's 3 of us. It's me, Austin, and Adam. Adam is not here today. So it's just Austin and I. And today might be a shorter episode. We're going to go straight into the topic of the show, and that being our E3 predictions for this year. Now, this idea came to me a little late. If I could, and I thought about it way too late, I would have scheduled this so that way it was the last episode. But I did not think about that. And I was not going to call for an emergency XP recording because that was just way too out of the blue. So we're going to try to get this recorded and out to you guys as quickly as possible. It will not be releasing on Wednesday like it usually does. It'll be releasing possibly on Friday or Saturday. So we're going to be covering mainly the big 3. On the list that I have, I added a couple other developers. We don't really need to hit those up all that much. Those are more like, you have to really be in the nitty gritty in regards to those kinds of things. I wrote some answers down for them, but there were some where I was even like, I don't have an answer for that. So for those wondering,
I probably won't either.
Yeah. And people are wondering, what are the big 3? That's Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo. So we'll be starting off with Sony. Now, for anyone who's also wondering,
Hmm.
did Adam uh have any predictions? He does, and he actually sent them to me
He does.
before we went live. So I do have some of Adam's predictions. But before we do that, I want to ask you, Austin. I feel like you've kind of been more in the realm of the cloud gaming and Xbox side of things and a little bit of Nintendo. So do you have something that you have in mind regarding Sony or no?
Listen. All right.
I'm listening.
I haven't owned a Sony console in quite a long time. Probably won't own a PS5. I probably won't. I probably just won't own one. And that's okay with me. All right. But here's the deal. Like I still love Sony. All right, Sony, as everyone knows, as everyone says, it's the exclusives that are just groundbreaking.
Yep.
I want to hear more about God of War Ragnarok.
Yep.
I would love to see where that takes off, what it's about. All the cool new stuff. I again, one of those games where it's like, man, if I owned a PlayStation 3, 4, 5, the first game I would buy is God of War. That game is always just sticks out, and it's exciting knowing that it's coming. I think the next God of War title is going to be awesome. I know that when it came, the game, came out in 2018. The last one was it 2018, 2017?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and that game it still just holds up. I mean, it's gonna hold up for a long time. And honestly, I'm amazed that they're coming out with another one this quickly. To be honest, because they released such an incredible title just a few years ago, and they're already giving us more. If there's more coverage on God of War Ragnarok, that's the title, right? Ragnarok, like Thor Ragnarok, but God of War and not Marvel.
It is not official.
Is it?
It's not official.
Oh, it's not official.
Yeah, they've come out and there was like a business briefing that happened, and somehow, I guess the person who put together the briefing put the word God of War Ragnarok on there. And people asked them, is that the official name? And the person said, that is not the official name yet. So.
Dang. What's this trailer that
it could be a placeholder
posted
back in 2020?
It was like September 2020, and IGN posted a YouTube video, and that's IGN. I mean, and they called it Ragnarok, whatever. Well, yeah, regardless,
I wonder,
the next God of War.
I wonder if that says Ragnarok on it.
Hold on, I'm on Google right now. Thor, not Thor.
No,
Who's stoked for that new Avengers DLC? God of War Ragnarok. Oh my god.
Okay, I have the trailer pulled up right now too. I want to double check this.
Okay. All right. I'm watching it with you. You can watch it too, listeners.
I see what's going on here.
Is this audio?
Yeah.
No, that's desktop audio. That won't come from my mic.
Okay. I see what's going on here. Yeah. So
what is it?
In the trailer, you hear Kratos' voice. And then all that you see is it says Ragnarok. And then it fades in. It says is coming. So it's not called God of War Ragnarok, but that's what people have been calling it.
But it's coming.
Yes, it is coming.
There you go, folks. Wow.
There you go.
I'm excited. I don't even own it. I won't even be able to buy it, but I'm excited to watch it and see it. That's all I have for Sony, honestly. That's it.
Cool.
God of War, man.
What I will say.
What about you?
What I will say in regards to, when you speaking about PlayStation games and you probably won't ever have a PS5 or anything like that. What I will say is this, and this is not really in regards to any predictions, but I will say, do not fear. We are going to get a lot more games from PlayStation on PC. We already have Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's right.
We already have
Horizon Zero
Days
Dawn.
Gone. We also have whatchamacallit. The rumor is that God of War is next because God of War 2 should be coming out soon. So they're gonna release the older game to promote the newer game. So this is the and also Uncharted is also coming as well.
Dude.
And so these are all the lineups of things that they're gonna be doing. And I think this is the new strategy that PlayStation is going so that way they can acquire more money.
I like it
for all their games. So
I think it's genius. I think it's wonderful and lovely for PC owners such as I. I've been meaning to download the Horizon, but I haven't done it yet. But I remember when it initially was released on PC, everyone was like, max specs, 120 FPS Horizon, and people are going crazy on these videos. But man, if God of War was on my PC, not that my PC is this like amazing gaming PC. Like honestly, it does the job, but that's awesome, man. I really can't wait that's for happening. That'll be sick.
Before I go into mine, I'm gonna read off what Adam has put in regards to his predictions. I'm gonna go through them. I'm gonna go through them in order. So he put Team Asobi, which are the ones known for Astro's Playroom and the VR game of Astro's forgot the name. Team Asobi announces a new game will launch with PSVR 2, but will also be available on the flat screen. He also wrote something with From Software will happen, either Bloodborne Performance Patch, Bloodborne 2, or Demon Souls 2. Adam, I don't know about Demon Souls 2. That is not going to be happening at all. And Bloodborne Performance Patch, I can see that happening more so than a Bloodborne 2. I can see us getting a Bloodborne patch for sure, because it is one of the most beloved games on the PS4 that has shown no kind of performance patches. Even when the PS4 Pro came out, it wasn't getting any patches. So I can see that happening. He put new Blue Point game gets announced, either Metal Gear Solid Remake or an original game. God bless you, Adam, because that is my hopes and dreams. I really hope Blue Point comes out with a Metal Gear Solid Remake. That would be amazing. He also put God of War Ragnarok does not get mentioned unless it just happens to get said when they announce God of War 2018 is being ported to PC. And then lastly, he said PlayStation exclusive Star Wars game gets announced.
No.
That's everything that he has for PlayStation.
Don't do this to me, PlayStation.
I can picture this happening because we have that Star Wars Hunters coming to the Nintendo Switch. There's rumors that Xbox is working on a exclusive Star Wars game. It can only make sense with this whole exclusivity being broken from EA. I can see all the big ones trying to get some sort of exclusive for their platform. So it could be happening.
I could definitely see it. It could be. And heck, I mean, Sony, if you release a Star Wars game, you might just have a new PlayStation 5 owner over here. All right. So that would be sick.
That's all it
awesome. I know they're working on that's it. Honestly, I mean, I'm sold. I know they're working on a RPG Assassin's Creed-esque Star Wars title in development. I forgot who it was.
But I know what you're talking about.
But yeah,
PlayStation. You're talking
that's about. Confirmed. I forget. Or Ubisoft or someone, there was some sort of Star Wars open world RPG that was announced.
Yes. Yeah, I do not remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
But I'm hoping that's not the one. Yeah, but Star Wars Hunters is not only coming out on Switch, but that's coming out on mobile. So that'll be really cool. I'm excited to download that on, the App Store and play it with my Backbone controller. I think that'll be really fun.
There you go.
That'll be cool.
Not sponsored.
Adam, I think you're right. Not sponsored. Dude, I know we're not sponsored, but like we like to toot our little mobile Backbone controllers. I mean, they are the bomb for mobile gaming. They're the answer.
Just so real quick, just so that way that anyone who's watching or listening knows, I know for a fact there's like a 2-second, 3-second delay between both Austin and I. So it will probably be noticeable, but
wow.
I don't think it'll hurt. Just so that way everyone kind of has an
fine.
idea as to why things might be flowing just a little bit. But it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Because there's moments where you're talking and then it sounds like I completely just interrupt you, but it's like, oh no, that's not on purpose. It's because there's a delay going on. So
no, I totally get that. I literally think about that every podcast. I'm like, am I interrupting them or are they interrupting me? And then the nice guy inside of me is like, I should probably just keep quiet over here. I don't want to cut them off. But it's this darn software. Wouldn't it be sick if we could eventually, I mean, I know Adam doesn't live here, but in this area, but wouldn't it be sick if we could eventually have an in-person podcast?
Oh man.
That's the dream. Rad.
The dream is to have a warehouse.
That's the dream.
And a set, and to be able to do all that. That'd be the dream.
I just feel weird that I haven't seen Adam's legs before. Like, I don't know what the lower half of Adam looks like.
I think that's everyone. Everyone's been asking themselves the question, what does Adam's legs look like? And one day everyone will know.
That's what I've been asking. Adam, do not send legs. I don't want leg pics. No leg pics. We will keep that on behind a Patreon tier. I don't want those.
So that way you have to pay some money to actually get to see them.
That's right.
But either or.
That's right.
Before I get into everything on my Sony predictions, I want to make this known. Sony is not having a press conference this E3. They've made it clear they're not doing anything. The only people that they said that they were going to be with was on the Summer Game Fest event that happened today, the day that we're recording. And we saw two things that were PlayStation related. And I think one of those things really gives off when we might see PlayStation next. And so with that, my first prediction was that Sony is going to announce an event like a state of play for July. I think PlayStation is so confident in themselves that they have not been part of E3 since 2019. 2019 was the first time they're like, we're not doing E3. And I think they're very confident in themselves to where they're like, let everyone get so convoluted within 1 month, and then we're going to do an event on July where we're by ourselves and nobody will get the limelight but us. And because of that, I think what confirms it is that today during Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest, we saw a teaser for a expansion / a PS5 version to Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding. And Jeff Keighley made it known that we will see an official trailer for this within the next coming weeks. When you ask yourself, okay, but where are we going to see that? I think that means at a PlayStation conference that is not yet announced yet. So I think that kind of confirms it. And that's how confident of a publisher Sony is in their own selves. They're like, we're too good. We do not want to be in the mix with Xbox, Nintendo, and all these other people. We're going to keep it to ourselves. So that's one of my predictions of what's going to happen.
Screw them, right?
Yeah, forget them. Along with that, honestly, we also have
like Sony was like, we're gonna have our own show.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to happen for sure. What I do have next is I think we're going to get a Horizon Forbidden West release date after a Breath of the Wild 2 announced. So what I feel like is we're waiting on Guerrilla is waiting to see what Nintendo has set for Breath of the Wild 2. Back in 2017, when the Nintendo Switch came out, Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn both came out that same year, months apart. And so I think they're two giants. And where we're at right now is I think Horizon is waiting to see where Breath of the Wild is going to get released, and then they might choose where they want to place that game within the year. Whether that means hold it till next year, or choose an earlier date, or choose a date afterwards, so that way they're not too close to each other. My last two is we're going to get a Last of Us Factions trailer showing the Last of Us multiplayer that Naughty Dog has been working on for a while. It was supposed to be a pack-in with the Last of Us 2 game, but last minute was pulled, and I think it's going to be its own separate thing. I think with this being Naughty Dog's first big multiplayer game that they've ever made, just its own separate thing, this needs to be something that's cross-play. So I can picture The Last of Us factions being both PS4, PS5, and PC release all at the same time to allow for there to be a big community within The Last of Us factions multiplayer. And then lastly, we're going to get a fall and holiday lineup for what PlayStation has in store this year. That's my Sony predictions.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is. That's it.
That's all you need to know. And I think that's 100% facts right there, Rob. I mean, I think that's the truth.
Thank you, dude.
I think we just heard the truth here on the XP podcast.
You can take that to the bank. You can bet on it. And when you're rich, you can thank good old Bobby Boy for helping you out. Buy that new Lamborghini.
Good old Rob. Thank you, Rob.
Austin, what do you have in regards to some predictions for Xbox?
Listen.
I'm listening.
Last year, Xbox, we saw some Halo, all right? And a lot of people shat on the Halo, all right? And the reasoning why is because of the graphics, all right? They looked like Halo 4 graphics, okay? And I'm really hoping that this year we see an updated version, an updated trailer, a more HD, in-depth trailer of Halo Infinite. I mean that's what I'm hoping for. And I forgot I saw some tweet about it, but it was like along the lines of no matter what, I'm gonna buy the new Halo game, and I couldn't have agreed to it more myself. Like Halo is a lot of our childhood. It is the game that Halo 1, I remember just like begging my dad, like, Dad, I know it's rated M, but there's only like 5 swears and it's not that gory. And and I remember, like, I think it was for one of my brother's birthdays, and he got the original Xbox with Halo, and I was like, I feel like an adult right now. Like, I have Halo. Like, I have a rated M game. Anyway, so, and ever since then, I mean, Halo has just been the go-to. It's been the GOAT. I'm just talking about the Halo series now. And, you know, in the latter part of the series, they sort of took a decline in story, in my opinion. You know, there were some things that were lackluster compared to the first couple titles, and that's maybe because who originally made them, Bungie, left out, or, you know, all that stuff. But I'm really hoping for an awesome resurgence with Halo Infinite. I would love to see a boost in graphics. I still would love, you know, that classic Halo style to still be prevalent, but maybe some sort of high def look to it would be awesome. I would love to see gameplay. I predict that'll play a huge role in the show for Xbox. So honestly, I can't really even think of any other titles, you know, for Microsoft that I'm really gonna like throw out there. I mean, that's the one I think of that I'm just most excited for. We'll see. I mean, who knows? I think I heard there's going to be like an Indiana Jones from Bethesda, like some game or something like that. And I think that'll be cool to see. Might be some sort of like an Uncharted type situation there, you know, sort of digging through dungeons and all that jazz with the whip, but like hearing the iconic music, I think will be dope. But yeah, that'd be great. I would love to see that. Yeah, those are my main big points on them.
Cool.
I would love to see those two.
Going into what Adam wrote, we hear about all the games that they showed last year, but still have not come out. And then he also put, Bethesda will show stuff that they have already announced and announce the next Wolfenstein game. I can picture them announcing a new Wolfenstein game. I agree with you, Austin, in regards to Halo. There is a big thing going on with Halo right now that a lot of people are arguing if Halo doesn't make it, then this is the end for Xbox. I don't believe that. I think what's going to happen is if Halo doesn't make it, this could be the end of Halo. And that's it. This is not going to affect Xbox whatsoever. They're good. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, totally. I mean, Xbox, in my opinion, is creating its own space. I think, as compared to all the platforms. I mean, a lot of people, the eternal struggle has been between Xbox and Sony, PlayStation, Microsoft, whatever. To me, they're just so different now. Like when I think Xbox, I think accessible, affordable, iconic, classic. When I think Sony, I think epic, amazing, quality. They're so different now, and I think Xbox is really digging out, especially with the Game Pass and all of the accessible things, the xCloud and coming out with the cloud gaming. I saw somewhere that, and this was since this past week, Google Stadia announced that, their app, the Stadia app, is coming to smart TVs. So essentially all you need to own is a controller. And you can play, and if you have a Stadia subscription and you have a smart TV or like a Google TV, whatever, you can download the Stadia app and you can stream video games on a TV without a box. And I know Xbox, since that announcement from Google Stadia, just either today or yesterday, I can't remember, Microsoft announced that this is something that is also in the works for xCloud,
today,
right? We also are going to be it was today. We're also going to be releasing a dedicated xCloud app. I think I read somewhere that they were going to give us like an xCloud stick, like a Fire Stick type thing where you can plug it into the HDMI port of your TV and just use, like Xbox isn't going anywhere. Microsoft isn't going anywhere for those reasons. And for Sony's reasons, they're not going anywhere either. So, I mean, there's just me, straight down the middle, Mr. Neutral and all sides person. But Xbox is fine. If Halo flops, it'll be fine. It'll just be a disappointment to all the classic Xbox fans, since that's like, Master Chief, Halo is the face of Xbox. Yeah. What are you going to say?
And I think, I totally agree with you. I think we are at a place where Xbox has way too much more going on outside of Halo. And I'm sorry for all the fanboys out there. It's just true. And you have to accept it. They have so much more. They have 30 other studios that they have to worry about. Halo is not their main priority anymore. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Now, I think the importance of Halo is, how well they can manage in regards to legacy IP. But again, if Halo flops, it's not Halo's fault. I mean, it's not going to affect Xbox. It's just going to affect Halo, the IP. And that's it. For me, in regards to when I think of Xbox in regards to my predictions, real quick, I'm going to go through them. We're going to get a very cool Halo Infinite showcase. We're going to really see something really, really cool from them. I know it. There's no way that whatever happened to them last year, they're going to be like, let's kind of show that again. No, they know they need to step it up this time, and we're going to see it. So,
they know. They got the feedback.
We're also going to see Ninja Theory's Project Mara announces a release date. We're going to see Playground shows off the next Forza. The last Forza was released in 2018, so it's been a while. So I think now's the time that we see a new Forza. Bethesda's going to show off Starfield. And then I wrote this, and this is no longer relevant anymore. I put Elden Ring Game Pass Day 1 exclusive and a release window. That is not happening anymore because today on the Summer Game Fest, Elden Ring was announced there and is coming to all platforms on January 21st, 2022. Austin, do you have any comments in regards to any of those?
Woo! Stoked for Elden Ring. I mean, that game looks incredible. George R. Martin's on the. Isn't that like he created that world? I mean, it's an incredible partnership. I'm excited. I'm excited to learn all about this entire new world.
Okay, and then lastly, the last one of the big three. What do you have in your mind regarding predictions for Nintendo? Do you have any idea? Do you have something that you want to see from them this year?
Yes, I do. I saw this in an article I read. All right. I feel like I always have to explain mine with stories of my childhood. So, my very first console ever
Nice.
was a Nintendo 64 Donkey
Nice.
Kong 64 edition, clear green, and it came with the yellow Donkey Kong 64 cartridge.
Nice.
And that was my first video game that I owned. I love that game. It was kind of that I haven't played that game in forever. It was quasi open-ish world. Lots of exploration for a game that was so old, and it was 3D. And I don't even remember beating that game. I was so young and just like dumb. I didn't even know how to beat it, but I loved that game. So with all of that, I hear that there's going to be some sort of big Donkey Kong title from Nintendo. And I would love to see a big open Donkey Kong game come out.
A big old Donkey Kong.
Whether it's I don't even know what that would look like.
We want to see a big old Donkey Kong. That's what we want to see.
I want a big old Donkey Kong. I want the whole cast
of
Diddy Kong. I want all of them. I would love to see that from Nintendo. I appreciate the titles that have come out in the past, but I want Donkey Kong to take the floor back. It's been kind of chilling on the side for a little bit, in my opinion. It's been chilling on the side of, Mario, Breath of the Wild, all great. Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, incredible games. But like, I would love to see more Donkey Kong. I would love to see a big Donkey Kong.
So you want to see a Super Mario 3D World, but for Donkey Kong?
A Super Mario, yes, Odyssey, but Donkey Kong.
Nice.
That's what it was. Same idea as Odyssey, right? Not as crazy open as Breath of the Wild, but more so like Odyssey. Really cool. I would love to see that with Donkey Kong. For sure. And then obviously everyone's saying it, Breath of the Wild 2. All right. I'm stoked about that. So excited to see more. I can't imagine what more they're going to do with this whole Breath of the Wild, because the first one was just so incredible. I'm like, how do you build upon that? I'm excited to see it, honestly. So again, like Sony, I don't own any Nintendo systems right now, but if they announce some new great titles, I think for Breath of the Wild, I'll probably end up picking up a Nintendo, and if they announce some sort of Nintendo Switch Pro, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but if they announce a new console for Nintendo, I'll be eyeballing that thing real close. So
nice.
That's what I'd like to see for Nintendo.
Adam wrote,
for sure.
A new IP announced from Yacht Club Games. I feel like that's very likely. If anything, I can picture there being a Shovel Knight 2, but it would be in the 16-bit Super NES style, because
nice.
Shovel Knight, the first one, was very much so in the NES style, and I feel like they want to go that way of progression and go SNES style next, and then after that, go N64 style or something like that. That's where I feel like they're going in that direction. He also wrote a new WarioWare game announced, developed by Intelligent Systems. A new Super Mario Strikers game announced, developed by Next Level Games. Nintendo partners with an indie game studio to develop a spin-off game of one of their long-standing IPs. We get another teaser trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 with final title and release month, December 2021. He put, if we don't get something about Breath of the Wild 2, we will get a new 3D Mario announced. And then he said the word Metroid will somehow make it into the Direct. I love that. And then he said Nintendo Switch Online, Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance games will get announced for in the Nintendo Switch Online service. That would be really nice.
Oh, bro.
That would be really nice.
That would be rad. I mean, GBA games on the Switch. That's another good selling point.
Honestly, man, that would really grab me a lot. In regards to my predictions, I wrote in a little bubble right next to the word Nintendo. I say they're gonna come out swinging. Last year, was the year for PlayStation and Xbox. They were releasing brand new consoles. The unfortunate thing is that there was a pandemic, and it probably wasn't as big and showy as they would want it to be. Even though we got numbers that PlayStation sold more PS5s in the release year than, or in the first release couple months, than they did PS4s. And this year we had a pandemic. Like, they're still coming out swinging somehow. And so, even though the sales are not slowing down, it probably wasn't as all big and grand as they would like to be. And I think this is the year where Nintendo's like, we gotta go big because we have something big to talk about. I think they're gonna announce right off the bat, at the very, very beginning, they're gonna announce the Nintendo Switch Pro. So that way, after the rest of the entire direct, they're gonna constantly be saying, this game will be coming to the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch Pro. They're going to do that for every game after the announcement because they want to make you know that it's coming out on the Switch Pro for sure. I think we're going to get a Breath of the Wild 2 release date.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to see what the game actually looks like. I think I think it's going to be more dungeon oriented than Breath of the Wild 1. It's going to feel more classic but still be open.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a Mario Odyssey 2 teaser. We're not going to get any game. We're just going to get a teaser. You're going to see Mario run it. It's going to be white background. Mario's running, and then he's going to throw his hat to the camera. It's going to be the little cappy guy. And then Mario Odyssey 2 coming out in 2022, you can say.
Cappy.
I think we're going to get Nintendo 64 coming to the Nintendo Online service. Adam said GB and GBA, which kind of sounds probably more likely. But I felt like the N64 is like the next step after SNES. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see where they're at with those. And then my last two is that Metroid Prime 4 will be teased, and Mario Kart 9 will finally be announced because we've had Mario Kart 8 since 2016. It's been forever.
Yeah. Dude, I would love a new Mario Kart, man. I mean,
it's been forever, dude.
Gracious.
They've had that game forever.
It's been a hot minute.
and the thing is, it still comes out in the charts because it is still selling. Dude, oh my God. Guess when the game came out? I was so wrong.
Yeah, it does.
Guess when Mario Kart 8 came out?
What? When it came out in I'm gonna guess 20.
Wow, you're so right. It came out in 2014. Yeah,
14.
Dude. That
am I
that
right?
Was 7 years ago.
Oh my God, I just guessed.
We've been playing that one game for 7 years already.
That's
dude.
nuts.
It's about time
man.
we get a Mario Kart 9. It's still, it's really good, but
it's so good. It's still great, but like, man.
All right, so we've gone over the big three: Kart. Sony, Xbox, Nintendo. Austin, do you have any last things that you want to talk about? I will say one thing in particular is EA have a conference coming up. Do you think we're gonna get an announcement for Jedi Fallen Order 2?
I know it's something they've been working on. I know it's in the works. If we do, oh man, I hope my cat's meowing. If we do, I think, Barry, listen.
You're good.
All right.
You're good.
Sorry, Barry's distracting me, my cat. It's okay, Barry. I'll let you out soon. It'll be like a title. It'll be like some sort of, glowy title of something. I don't think it'll be any like gameplay or anything like that. I see that coming like next. I see that next year, 2022, 2023 even. But we'll see. I would lose my mind.
Well, I feel like the first Jedi Fallen Order came out really quick. Respawn was in such they put their all into getting this game out, and I think with how well it did, I can picture EA being like, okay, let's give you some more time and let's make this even bigger. So I can picture that happening. Lastly, in regards to any other, in regards to any other predictions, I'm just gonna go over a couple real quick before we just end the podcast. I think at Ubisoft's conference, we're gonna get an announcement for a Nintendo
Sure.
Switch Pro game. They did make Ubisoft showcase a couple years ago that Mario and Rabbids
Ooh.
game that was very much like a tactical game. I think we might either get a Mario and Rabbids 2 or some
Mm-hmm.
other Mario cross Ubisoft game that's happening. Um, Other than that, I can picture us getting. There's
Yeah.
some rumors that have been going around for a while now. NetherRealm Studios, they're known for making the Injustice fighting games. If you don't know what Injustice is, that's the DC fighting game. It's really good. They've done a really
Mm-hmm.
good job with that fighting game.
Yes.
There's been rumors going around for a while now that they are working on a Marvel versus DC fighting game. I can picture that happening. And if that was happening, I can picture that getting announced soon. So I can picture that happening at Warner Bros. Conference. Lastly, a couple things. Let's see. At Square Enix's conference, I can picture them finally showing off Final Fantasy Origins, which is their version of a Demon Souls game, but with Final Fantasy, going all the way back to the very
Mm-hmm.
first Final Fantasy game as a set piece for it, and then
Oh,
using that as a
man.
new franchise going forward. The people who made the game Neo and Neo 2 are supposedly the ones who are working on this
Yeah.
game. So I'm so excited for that because Neo was really well. And like the idea of both a Final Fantasy game that is like a Demon Souls game or a Dark Souls game sounds amazing. So very excited for that. Oh yeah. And
Yeah,
then
that sounds awesome.
is
Oh
there
my
anything else
gosh.
worth saying? I guess the last thing that I'll say is we'll finally get an announcement for Street Fighter 6. I'm a big Street Fighter fan. I love Street Fighter. Street Fighter 5 came out like at the beginning of the PS4. For
Yeah.
each new console, they kind of come out with the new Street Fighter. So I think it's about time that we see a Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah. I hope we get to see more of
Oh,
the
yeah.
new
Yeah,
Fable.
yeah.
That'll be sick too.
I agree.
Fable's a wonderful game. I think we'll get a better look at that. Excited to see how beautiful that game is always beautiful. Even back then when graphics weren't incredible, it was like, oh my gosh, this game is magical. I would love to see them. I'd love to see the new Fable title and
Yeah.
talks
100%
about
agree.
that.
I
I
agree
think
with that
that'll
100%.
be
I
great.
think we're going to be seeing. I didn't write down a lot in regards to Bethesda because with this whole acquisition that's happening, I don't know, with the fact that all these studios just gain so much money. I don't know if they're all like, okay, let's take a step back and let's take our time just a little bit and let's really make some really good games. Or did they have already a lot of stuff in the pipeline ready to go? And are we going to
Yeah.
see all of that at the conference this Sunday? So we'll see. I don't know. Do you have any last
Yeah.
things you want to say in regards to the predictions for E3?
No, man, not really. I mean, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great year coming out of, a massive pandemic. And I think we're going to see a lot of really cool things this year. I think there's a lot to be excited for. I think if there are any things that aren't mentioned or talked about, I think we'll get some good reassurance that like even greater things are coming. You know what I mean? Like even bigger and better things and titles are coming along. So, but I think this year's going to be so fun. I'm so excited to watch it all
100%
and
agree.
just
And
just
I don't really have
dive
much
into
to
it.
say in regards to E3. Guys, thanks for watching the podcast. Thank you for listening. This is the XP Podcast, your bi-weekly casual podcast where we talk all things video games. Things are kind of out of order this time. Like I said, I wanted to get this video out and ready to go as soon as possible. That way it wasn't irrelevant by the time it released because everything would already be talked about. So here's hoping that maybe we get some things right. Along with the podcast coming out, after a lot of the conferences that are happening, like the big ones, Xbox, Nintendo, maybe a PlayStation 1, and I might do some other things here or there. I'm going to be releasing separate videos just reacting to those conferences as they go. So look forward to that. By the time that this video releases, around that time, I might have a video talking about the Summer Game Fest that just happened today. So stay tuned for that as well on the YouTube channel, Ambitious Casual. Don't forget to follow the podcast on all the podcast services that you listen on. And hey, stay tuned for the next one. So that way, by that time, the next episode is recorded and released. E3 is practically done. It's over. So we'll be able to, as a group, hopefully come together, talk about everything that happened at E3 and just kind of geek over everything that we loved and some things that we might have hated or not. So Again, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. Share this video with your friends on social media. Until next time, all of our socials are in the descriptions down below. Subscribe, like the video. Peace out. You have a good one.
Bye.